Hey, what's up, you awesome dudes? Craze here, back with some more Division 2, and the new update is live. Of course, we don't have the patch notes yet, but we can have some first impressions of it. And I've played it for like the past 1 hour. It's been 1 hour already, I'm not really sure, but I've done quite a lot of stuff in it, unlocked World Tier 5. You've probably already been playing through it anyway. And we're also going to go through some of the first things I've noticed, some of the changes, some of the stuff that I enjoy, some of the stuff that I don't enjoy that much, and we're also going to be going over the new item changes, over some of the new stuff that you should probably be quite excited about. So let's get started. And you're probably already noticing me, or probably some of you have been noticing me wearing this hyena suit. Don't mind that clipping thingy. Yeah, just don't pay any attention to it. But this is one of the hyena sets, and it's just one of the 4 actually that you can unlock in the game. So I'm going to go over the apparel section because there's something brand new over here, and it's this new event which will last for the upcoming month, called the Invasion Apparel caches, and this is something that you can open up right now. You should probably go ahead and check it out. You might have at least 1 key available. If you have the season pass, you're most probably gonna have like 5 or 4 of them. I had 5 or 6 of them when I opened the game, and I also bought like 20 of them to unlock a ton of collectibles. And I'm gonna like post a little bit of background footage over here. If you guys want me to like post that video, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'm gonna post the crate opening as well. I opened up like 20 crates to see what we get from it. Nonetheless, this is one of the things that you can get from it, and that is of course the new collections, and some of them are nice. We have the new Invasion collection. As you can see, 2 of them I already completed, with the 3rd one almost complete. We have the Outcast, we have the True Sons, we have the Hyenas, and there's a 4th secret one, which is the Black Tusk. You can't buy that. I believe you can only take it from these caches, and the way you can get these caches is rather simple. You can just straight up just buy them. That is one solution. If you have money, buy premium credits. It costs 100 premium credits to purchase 1 key and open them, or you can do something even better. Get the 5 keys that you got for free, or however many keys you have, by simply logging in the game. And then what you can do is simply go into your projects, and almost every week you will see one of these projects being available to you, and it's pretty simple to do this. All you need to do is do a bunch of activities and missions, some of them in certain parts of the map, and you will also need to do some specific missions as well as an invaded mission later on, and you will be rewarded Invasion Apparel cache keys in the process, and with these you're going to be able to open up those caches and get something cool in the process. Some of the stuff that you're gonna get is these new armor sets, but you can also get paint jobs for your weapons. I got quite a lot of them in the process as well, but you can also get emotes in the process that you can use, some pretty cool and nice emotes, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, overall, when you complete a set, you also get a bonus from it. So for example, for my True Sun set, I also got a certain paint job for my weapon, which is this hazard skin. So this came with the True Sun set, and once I unlocked all of it, I also received this. So it was pretty nice. One of the first things that you're probably gonna notice when you log in the game is the fact that you will have a new mission right under here, under the White House. Doing it will later on unlock this Tidal Basin mission, and at the end of it you're gonna be rewarded 2 items from the brand new sets, including the Patriot set and another one of the other 2. So whichever you want, it doesn't really matter. In my case, I won a couple of face masks, including this ongoing directive mask and the True Patriots, and I also did a couple of missions which rewarded me another one of those, and it was the True Patriot holster. So pretty nice. You can also see the sets over here, the armor set bonuses and all of that, but that is not all of it. Of course, you can get more of these sets as you level up, and the way you can get those sets is rather simple. All of these new missions, even the invaded ones, will list a new green item from the new set, and you will guarantee have them drop. I believe it's on all difficulties. As you can see over here, this is listed as normal, and it still drops one of those. The regular missions though, they don't drop these new armor sets. It's only the invaded ones, so if you do like the Air and Space Museum on any difficulty, it won't matter unless it's invaded. And since you have like 3 of these per day, I believe, you can get 3 of the sets. But of course, you're now pretty much going to be leveling up your item levels, so it won't really matter that much. You're gonna have plenty of time to do all of that. But nonetheless, once you finish Tidal Basin, which is a pretty lengthy and fun mission, you're gonna open up World Tier 5, you're gonna be able to go back to the White House and complete it. By the way, at first I didn't realize that I need to go back to the White House, so I suggest going back inside and go on the 2nd floor to finish the entire mission, and then it will open up these new invaded missions, and these will reset daily, it seems. On top of that, we also have this new helicopter over here, an offsite activity, but this is for the raid, which hasn't yet come, but it's cool to be there, and you can also like go ahead and talk with the NPC, and it will give you some instructions of when this new 8-man ride will drop by. With that out of the way, let's go over some of the changes in terms of, well, pretty much everything. I'm gonna start things with the mods themselves, because as I've said, some of the stuff that has been brought up in the new update, some of the stuff that has been nerfed, I'm not really sure I like it that much. So let's go over the weapon modifications, because these have received some really big changes. As you probably know from the discussion a couple of days back, most of the mods in the game don't have any drawbacks anymore, so it won't give you like 10% of accuracy at the cost of minus 10% stability. It will now give you just the plus straight out buff. But in the process of doing so, Massive has also, well, done a massive nerf, as in most of these have their bonuses reduced. For example, in my optics rail, I used to have a sight that would give me 10% critical hit chance, or was it 10% critical hit damage? Can't really remember which one was, but now the only one that is left is this Russian red dot sight that gives me only 5% critical hit damage. So both critical hit damage and chance have been reduced to only 5%. I don't think you're gonna be able to find anything with 10% as you used to do before, but you will be able to find the straight weapon handling stats in these ranges. For example, accuracy, optimal range, and all of that will be there as well. Some of them still have them, specifically the ones that come from the specializations, like this digital scope. So this is one of the things that has happened, and I'm pretty much getting destroyed right now. But yeah, as I've said, I'm not really pleased with these new changes, because many of these mods, I've been hunting for them for days, defeating level 3 outposts and getting the blueprints from them, and it seems that they have been changed quite a bit. They have been shifted around so much that it's really hard for me to track down exactly what happened, which one of them have switched with what. Pretty much a 50% nerf across the board, but since you would only get like a 10-20% critical hit damage or critical hit chance on your weapon altogether, it might not be that much of a big deal. I'm gonna show you the stats right now, and the stats that I have right here are not that far off from how they were previous to the patch, and before this update I used to have 58 or 59 critical hit chance. With the new update and with the new changes, I now have lost quite a little bit of that, about 10% of my critical hit chance, so like 5, 6 or 7, can't really remember exactly how much it was before, but about in that range is what I lost with the new update. That goes with the critical hit damage and headshot damage as well. I used to have like 84 critical hit damage, also 105% headshot damage that has also been reduced quite significantly. Then damage to elites, since now it doesn't go to absurd levels like 34 damage to elites on a single piece. Since that has been reduced by at least 10 per each piece, I now have like 89 down from like 110% damage to elites. So it was quite a big chunk, but I haven't gotten yet, you know, the time to test things out and see exactly how it is. I don't feel my damage going down that drastically. I'm still doing quite a little bit of damage. You probably already know of the MK17 getting a nerf, though I'm not really sure how big that nerf is. It used to be 34,000 damage, and now it's only 30. Now I'm also going to go over the gear itself, because not all gear received that much of a nerf, you know. So to give an example, on this item over here, I used to have a 34 damage to elites previously. Now it only has like 24. So I'm not sure what the cap is. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be around 25. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Critical chance as an attribute also got a nerf. It was like 5.5%, now it's only 2.5%, so also really big. But the talents, they are left the same, like hard hitting, 50% damage to elites, it's left the same. The set bonuses, I'm pretty sure these are exactly the same as before, or was it 10% accuracy? It might have been 10% accuracy, but a critical hit chance, it was pretty much still the same. What I want to show you guys is this chest piece over here. It still has an 11% critical hit chance, just like before, so it only applies to some of the armor sets. Even this one, the holster, which I was fully expecting to like fall in the category of the ones getting nerfed, still has the critical hit chance 10.5, exactly as it was before the update. But with that being said and done, let's go with the gear system mods, because here is where things started, becoming interesting. You will see a lot of the higher end ones. So what the new update supposedly brings is an increased number of stats on these ones. Like for example, a lot of these attributes that I used to have used to be in the like 1200, range, 1500, and now are almost double. So like you will now see some of these mods in the 3000 range. But what is interesting is that still doesn't invalidate the lower end ones. Like these ones can still reach higher levels, sometimes even higher than the higher end ones. Like these ones are in the 2000, but you will see some in the 2800, 3500, so pretty big. I'm not really sure if this is still an oversight, but I could have sworn that this was one of their design choices in making the higher end mods better than the superior ones or below. So it seems that it doesn't fully apply. On top of that, I'm also going to go over the skill mods, and skill mods is something that you're probably going to be very happy about, because now they don't require as much skill power as they used to. As you can see, this Cyclone magazine, for example, used to cost almost 8,000 skill power to use. Now it only requires 700. And by the way, I already have 372 without even paying attention to it. Seriously, I have 2 mods that give me skill power. Now I can reach 1000 much easier. On average, mods have been nerfed in terms of skill power, but since the requirement for skill power has been brought down so much, you're gonna see on average a much better result, and you will have a much easier time reaching enough skill power to use most of these mods. The difference between the amount of skill power you need to invest and the requirements isn't as big as before, nowhere near that. So this means you're going to be able to finally use a skill power build, which I really like. And that's not the only change, there's going to be a lot more on top of that. Otherwise, there's a couple more changes in terms of how you use your skills. A few of the changes that I've noticed is in regards of the sniper turret, the cam launcher. So the way it works now, your character equips it almost like a weapon, and it also behaves like that. To give you an example, let's say you have a cam launcher with 2 charges, you shoot once, and your cam launcher is still in your hand. You can still use it, it doesn't go away. So if I want to change to my weapon, I need to either press the weapon button or take off the launcher itself. That is the only way, The only exception to that rule is when you only have 1 charge left, you shoot it, and of course it defaults back to your weapon. So that, that is the change that happens. That is basically the change. A lot of people have complained about this change. Personally, I find it better. It gives me a little bit more control. I know that when I'm using the cam launcher, I'm using the cam launcher, and I know that when I need to use the weapon, I use the weapon. It doesn't shift through them, but maybe I'm wrong. Another change is for the sniper turret, and sniper turret has got a rework now, and it gives you a lot more control over how you can use it. It's much better. So whenever you're gonna use the sniper turret, instead of it shooting automatically at the nearest target, or you putting, a mark on the target and it's shooting whenever it wants or goes on cooldown, now you will have a button appearing on top of the head of the enemy that is in its range. And if you press that button, like for example in my case, since it's on the E button, I press E when I see a enemy and it will shoot it in the head. So it gives me a lot more control. Instead of the AI handling the shooting, it's me who handles the shooting. Finally, there's also mentions of some new exotic weapons, and according to somebody over on Reddit, you can get these from Dark Zone. Outside of that, there are a few more things you might have missed. First, it's the fact that the UI is now much bigger, or at least it is in my case. Not really sure if that is because I'm playing 2K or because previously I was playing in 4K, but I could have sworn that these were smaller before. I might be wrong though, so don't take my word on it on this one, but do take it on the next one, and that is the fact that a lot of you guys have been asking for the headshot sound to be similar to how it was in Division 1, and guess what? It has been done so the new update brings in a much better sound indication when you hit somebody in the head, and I believe it's almost exactly how it was in Division 1, or at the very least, very close to it. But yeah, these are my first impressions of the game. Currently I'm having fun in them. I'm having a lot of fun with the invasions. I like the new apparel events, but if you also enjoyed that, then make sure to leave a like on this video. Also subscribe for more Division 2 content. And I'm gonna see you guys next time, so peace out.